Again, the Stuber.
Stube.
Oh, Stube. Hey, Stube. And, Stube, man, played by
Camille Nanjiani.
Yeah, the most famous Brown that's out there right now.
Right now.
Right now.
LAPD, let's go.
Do you have a more specific address?
Compton!
Stop yelling, neighborhoods. That's not how Uber works.
Hey, Martin,
Yes?
got something to tell you.
Tell me.
This video has been sponsored and approved by Journey Quest.
Journey Quest?
Journey. People, why am I even whispering about this? I should be yelling this to the world. Journey Quest. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Martin, what is Journey Quest?
What is Journey
Well,
Quest?
I'm going to explain it to you as well as to the people out there. You know, Journey Quest is actually an online series that has been going on for quite a while, as far as I know, since 2010. Now, not only can you find some of these episodes on YouTube, but you can also find them on Amazon Prime, where it's available in the US and also in the UK. We pride ourselves on doing this our own way.
Yes, we do.
You know, we pride ourselves on doing this with no interference except from one source of people out there, and that is the fans. Couldn't do it without them.
Always those loyal fans.
Which is why I can relate to what these guys are doing here. You know, the creators behind Journey Quest, as you can see from this trailer right here, there is a lot of production that has gone into this. And I have to say, some admirable filmmaking too. You can tell these guys are all about filmmaking. Something else that we have in common, you know, we don't exactly make films here, but we review them.
We do.
And we know something good when we see it. And that is why I hope that this can continue here. And that is going to, of course, depend on you, the fans, once more, because their Kickstarter page is up, Journey Quest 4, that you can see right here. And the Kickstarter is going on for a few days more. They're going to reach their goal, hopefully with your help. I'm sure they're not going to have any problem with that. The fans have been loyal already. I don't see why they would stop right now. But just in case you don't know who they are and you want to find out more about them, again, look up Journey Quest online. That's no space in there, Martin.
Just Journey Quest,
Just
like it's one word.
Journey Quest.
Gotcha.
There you go. We have the link right here on the screen, but if you go into our description below, you can click on the link down there and it'll take you to the Kickstarter page that I have right here. And who knows, as I said, they may be not only getting the help of their regular fans, but with what we're doing today, they might gain some new ones, Martin.
Yeah, I'm ready to check it out.
So once again, this link that you see right here on the screen, that is in the description below. Click that, go to the page, help these guys out. And as I said, this video has been sponsored and approved by Journey Quest. Journey Quest. Journey Quest, Martin.
Okay,
Scream it to the
okay,
world.
all
I
right.
tell you, stop all that
Journey
whispering.
Quest, Journey Quest, damn.
He plays the title character Stu. You know, people call him Stuber though, because he drives a Uber. You know, it's just an unfortunate thing that happened right there, an unfortunate coincidence. All he wants to do is go out there and drive and get his 5 stars and somehow quit working for the sporting goods company where he gets abused by his coworker all the time, his manager. Just wants to maybe you start driving full time and then get on to his other dreams of being a bigger businessman of a bigger business. But then Dave Bautista's big ass had to hop in his Uber on police business, which apparently in this world means you can just kidnap people and make them do whatever you want to do.
Well, it is the LAPD. So
yeah,
I think that's realistic.
He's lucky he didn't die. He's lucky he didn't shoot his ass and just take the car. You know, he said, no, it's police business, man. You know, I got to avenge the death of my partner. So, you know, whatever means it takes. If I have to kill half of L.A. to do that, I will. So you better be glad I'm just commandeering your little sorry-ass Uber right now.
Oh, yeah. Also, he's blind.
And he's blind. That's a big thing right there. You know, he feels a lot of grief and a lot of guilt because, you know, if it just weren't for these goddamn eyes, my partner might still be here today.
No, wait. He's not blind. He just needs glasses.
No, he's blind. Shit, f- up. Yeah, he can't see. Got his ass beat because he couldn't see.
I know.
Motherfucker fighting a blur. Fighting clouds.
Come here.
So he says, hey, you know, so what if I got to kill some people?
Yeah.
Don't matter. So what if I got to kidnap people? It don't matter. You're going to be all right, Stuber, at the end of the day, because after all, this is a buddy comedy. And we
Yeah.
know that they start out as enemies, and at the end, they're the best of
friends.
friends. No matter how many people they kill or how many
Yeah.
times one person gets hurt or physically and mentally abused.
It's okay if they kill people because they aren't the stars.
Because they aren't the stars. As long as good old Stuber and Bautista still going strong.
and guess what? They can kill people because there's no repercussions.
None at all. But hey, they could be in an Uber cruising. Let's go ahead and take a look at Stuber.
Take this.
Oh, I am not touching that.
It's a baby gun. It allows you to fire it while crying.
The setup for this is it's a cop cliche. You know, you killed my partner. Now everyone must die. You know, he's and of course the bad guy is the ultimate bad guy that did it. So you know it's gonna be a challenge for old Detective Vic right here, played by Dave Bautista. It's gonna be a real challenge for Dave Bautista as Detective Vic to get his revenge and avenge the death of his partner and get some justice out there. But I tell you, man, I thought the action was really cool.
It was
At the beginning.
It was well done. I mean, I know this movie doesn't have a big budget, and it's trying to be a throwback to these kind of buddy action comedies.
Yeah.
I think the movie it most reminded me of was Rush Hour out of all of them. But yeah, I was like, hey, this action's pretty good.
I really like Dave Bautista. And if y'all heard Dave Bautista, because I was buying what he was saying too. Somebody told Dave Bautista, they said, Dave, and they texted, or they put out Twitter and said, you know, Dave, man, you'd be really cool. I don't know, maybe one of the villains in the next Fast and Furious movie, or maybe Hobbs and Shaw. You could fight them, man. Teach them a lesson or two. And Dave Bautista said, nah, not old Dave. And he didn't even leave it there. He put out a vomit emoji.
Oh.
And didn't stop there.
Oh.
No, Martin, he had to let him know. He said, and just in case you didn't get what I was trying to say, hashtag, I'd rather make good movies.
Oh.
so I said, well, shit. If Dave said he's making good movies, then Stuber's going to be amazing. You know?
Well, he didn't say that this was one of them. He just said that's what he'd rather do.
But he's in it. I believe, like, when you talk shit and the thing that comes right after is Stuber,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, all right, you can really stand by the quality of this. Also, like, what I can never say his name.
Kumail Nanjiani?
Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, man. I like him because there are plenty of Uber jokes in here, and some of them are actually funny.
Yeah.
They trying to make Vic seem like he's goddamn 86 years old or something. Vic is 50, all right.
Yeah.
He ain't old, all right. But
I know.
they trying to make it. He's just kind of like, oh, got the phone upside down. Oh, what's this Uber thing that the kids are using? He doesn't get it. So being
Uber,
that
pick me up.
yeah,
He's just yelling into the phone.
even serious, like, boy, quit playing. You are not that goddamn old. But he's with him, he doesn't get it. He's blind, which is why he has to take an Uber because he just got. And to be honest, the reason why he can't see is because he just got LASIK surgery.
Right.
And so he can't. He's not supposed to be driving. He's not supposed to be out there on the road. But since he gets a tip on his partner's death after trying to solve this for 2 years,
Yeah,
he's like,
this bad guy he's been trying to catch for 2 years.
Yeah.
He gets a tip, and it's like, eyes be damned. I'm going out there.
I have to do this. And when he realizes quickly that he can't drive a car, he's like, well, my daughter told me about this thing called Uber or whatever it is. He's like, I guess I'll have to get that. He doesn't get how to work it. There is some funny jokes in there with, even though you might not buy completely that a 50-year-old guy like Dave Bautista might not understand it, especially being a cop.
Yeah, I mean, 50's kind of young to not understand Uber, but at the same time, he's supposed to be a cop and an Uber tough guy who doesn't have time to mess around with technology. It's a stretch, but I was like, I want to go with it. The jokes they were doing with it were funny enough that I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go with it. I'm going to ride it out.
Kumail Nanjiani is just a guy he's the opposite of Detective Vic. He's just an Uber driver living a dull life. He wants to live life as quietly and peaceful as possible and just coast until he gets to the next level. And I'm looking at it and I was like, boy, Martin, that's so different. I can't wait for the worlds to collide. Mm-hmm. And then we got to actually know the characters. And to me, that was a big mistake. You know, if I hit Martin, if I just got out that Uber and called another one, we might be all right. Because I'm going to tell you, man, Dave Bautista in here is Detective Vic. Now, you know how they have action movies about cops where the cops are the hero. So they want to make that cop as likable and heroic as possible. Not Stuber, not here. No, they want to make they want to make this character as shitty as possible, as non-heroic as possible.
Well, it's like they took that that model for those 80s badass cops who didn't give a shit about anybody but catching a bad guy, and the Dirty Harrys, and we always rooted for them because they got the job done. But this is more of a, well, this is how this plays out actually, where they're stepping on everybody's human rights, where you don't even root against the bad guys anymore.
No, Stuber wants you to hate cops. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not talking about just one. They want you to hate cops, man, and especially the hero in this, especially Dave Bautista, man. Now I know that he's a fictional character here, but the movie goes out of its way to make him so unlikable, where he's always talking about justice, always talking about the law, and breaking every law in his way. And you know, and what it is just he's a hypocrite, man. He breaks all kind of traffic violations, man. What traffic violations does Dave Bautista break? He destroys private property, people's homes while blind. He runs lights. He fails to yield at construction sites and almost kills about 5 people. He kidnaps an Uber driver and holds him hostage. Now Sunday, I got pulled over, and what did I do? And I'm not lying to you. I got pulled over just for going a nudge over the line at a stop sign. And I sure did, man. And meanwhile, in this movie, he feels like, well, as long as I pull out that badge and say police business, then I can get away with whatever I want to do. Bad enough as a terrible policeman or a detective, he's also a shitty father. He's the father of Natalie Morales here. That's the actress. Which is funny in itself because if you think about it, they don't ever acknowledge it, but he would be a teen dad.
Yeah, because if he's 50, if he's even 50, she's 34.
She's 34. So he would be like 16 years old, which would actually be a cool way of explaining why he's a shitty dad. They just don't really acknowledge it.
Dad? Hey!
Hey, kid.
You actually came?
Yeah, of course I can. I had to drop a deuce.
Vic.
Well, at least you can't say he didn't give a shit. No, you know, and I mean, one of the reasons why he's having to play things off because he can't. His daughter's an artist, and he's trying to feign, you know, looking at her sculptures when he really can't see it. But also, he's there to like use her to solve a case.
Sure.
And throughout the whole movie, he's just like that with everybody, even his own daughter. Like he doesn't really care about anyone, and it just, you know, it would help if you just gave him just a little bit to like, but there's really not that much.
You're just supposed to like that he's a badass.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting that. They're probably thinking like, well, you know what? It's all right if you don't like him, you know, because we got Stuber. Yeah. Stuber's the likable one. Yeah. So it's okay if Detective Vic is an asshole. You know, after all, opposites is part of the comedy right here. The odd couple.
That's what makes them play off each other.
That's what makes them play off each other. You think that you would like him after a while because Dave Bautista's character is so unbearable. No, I can't decide who I dislike the most because he's the opposite of Dave Bautista, but in the worst way. You know, because I look at him, he's unlikable just as much, but in the opposite way. He's a pushover. He's a guy that knows that he's in the friend zone.
Yeah,
he's fully aware that he's being used, and still gives his money over to the woman that's taking advantage of him, who's played by Betty Gilpin, who, by the way, is just on a roll these days, just playing a bitch and everything. She can't even smile in normal pictures.
I see what's going on, the dynamic. I know I've seen it done before, and it's worked. You know,
Yeah.
you have a guy who is so alpha male to the point of being an asshole, and another guy who's nice, but to the point of being a nebbish who lets himself get pushed around. And the longer they're together, they kind of shave off the edges on each other till they both sort of meet, not exactly in the middle, but each comes away less of what they were when they started, or at least a bit more likable, a bit more in control of their lives.
Yeah.
And she's that girl who, we can see what she's all about, but we're waiting for him to like wake up and get over it.
Yeah, but see, you're supposed to feel bad for him in that situation. And I'm like, no, I can't blame her because he's a spineless bitch too. You know what I mean? He's, just whining all the time. You saw the scene with the gun. Now, that scene with the gun is actually a great piece of action in the movie. Great piece of, and it's great cinematography that's going on with it. And looking at the trailer, that was one of my favorite gags in the trailer. And at this point, I'm just happy they just knocked his ass out just so he can be quiet. Because that's near the end of the film, and through the whole time, there's been no redeeming quality about him. He's just been screaming through this whole thing and whining through the whole thing. And I think I would probably be able to take it better if he wasn't such a shallow character. I can see why all of his Uber rides hate him, man. He tries too hard in a fake way to be this nice Uber driver, and all he cares about is getting this 5 stars, this 5-star rating. That's all he keeps mentioning in the movie. Can I get a 5-star rating? And it's like, well, man, if you're better at your job, maybe you will get a 5-star rating. But obviously, the shit is not for you.
Now, you're not being fair here.
I'm being very fair.
You're not being fair.
I'm being very fair.
You're not being fair. The fact is, he's trying so hard because he can't dip below a 4, or else he won't be able to drive for Uber anymore.
You know why? Because he sucks.
But he doesn't even suck. He just lets people roll over him.
That means he sucks.
That doesn't make you can't control what the public does in your car. If you do everything right and they still go like, yeah, he was too brown, 1 star. What can you do about that?
That's funny because they're not showing us all the rides. We're like, wow, man, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Man, he took a wrong turn. He wouldn't do that. No, come on, man, because he keeps getting a series of like stars, like no, 2 stars,
we see
3
he
stars.
Gets low scores, and they're not done out of fairness. It's always some weird thing where somebody does that to him.
I know,
and that's what drives the plot where he gets Dave Bautista, where he's like, I should just ditch this guy, but if I don't get a 5 stars out of him, my rating's gonna dip below 4, and I'm done.
They show scenes where people get in the car with him. It's like, what music would you like to hear? Would you like a mint? Can I get you this? And people just kind of like, just drive, man. That's all we want you to do. It's just like he's so fake and phony. It's like, I see why people don't like you in the first place.
Man, you were taking out your own frustrations at
Brother,
Uber drivers.
let me tell you something. You're the one that looked at MJ and Spider-Man and where everybody saw that she was just kind of weird. You said, man, she on the spectrum. And I was like, man, come on, that ain't right. You like, no, she's something wrong with that girl. I was like, man, come on now.
Wait, which movie we reviewing tonight?
We reviewing this, but I'm telling you an incident like this that happened then. So I'm like, you get your mentally ill MJ. I'm gonna have my shitty Uber driver right here, and we're good. I'm just pointing out, like,
Jesus Christ.
No, I know Jesus Christ. No, Mark, come on now. Let me tell you something. You will point out some crazy shit, and people be like, okay, I didn't see that, but all right. And people like, okay, well, we just disagreed. And like, man, you ain't fair, dude. Give this dude 5 stars. I ain't giving him shit. Both these characters are annoying, and both of them, when they're together, they're even worse. I thought the chemistry would work out with them, but they just keep going back and forth about what is it to be a man? What is it not to be a man? And meanwhile, neither one of you motherfuckers get it. It's just
there is that.
Yeah, and I'm just sick of these characters, man, because what they want to do is they want to make, as you said, they want to make a what do you call it? A buddy comedy movie. Mm-hmm. You gave a great example with what'd you say?
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. 48 Hours could even be in there in a way, because I would say the one thing that you see here is that it's not just violent. There's some gory things in there.
Yeah.
So this goes back to where comedies were also, they when they were pushing the R, they were really pushing the R, not just with the language and the comedy, but
That's
also with the violence.
Hours. Yeah.
I think is that they miss the most important part of a buddy comedy, and that is the chemistry between these two characters. We're supposed to kind of, maybe one of them we don't like, maybe we don't like either one of them, but at some point the argument's supposed to come around to where we're endeared to both of them. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't find myself doing that here because I just don't think the movie's strong enough.
While I don't discount your points, I didn't feel as passionate about them. I actually like the chemistry between the two characters for the most part. I think this is a movie that started with an idea, maybe even a gimmick, you might say, and got these two actors with different comedic styles to work together, and it really is funny, and the action's good, and it is about a halfway point where I noticed where I was like, all right, this is getting less funny, and matter of fact, it's the tone, like how slapsticky it wants to be, tends to go back and forth, and what it wants to deliver, the deeper part of these characters. There's that point where that should start to happen, and it doesn't. It stopped being funny. It stopped being clever. It stopped saying more than what it was. It's like in the beginning, it seemed like it had something to say. By the end, it's like, nah, we just want to be a throwback.
Well, that's why I said it's a good setup.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, it's not like I don't like the characters, but I like the actors.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. I would say that. I like the actors.
I like the actors. I think that these two guys are actually working well together. When they actually tell a joke that works, it works between them. It's not like there's moments where it doesn't work. It's just I think most of the time it's not working like the script expects it to. Mm-hmm. I think there really is. It's another movie where they got these two guys that are working well together. It might show while you're shooting the film, but just something happened when the translation came onto the screen. Like, it got spotty at best.
Yeah,
it wasn't consistent. Because I think. I think Dave Bautista actually is a really good actor. Mm-hmm. And I can see what he meant when he said, I want to make good things. I know he wasn't trying to be like snobbish or shitty towards another property, but I see where he wants to kind of try to push himself with certain things.
And I think he's got the chops to do it.
Yeah, no, I actually think he's a great actor.
The thing is, I guess there's times within the story, the plot, where it strains credibility. And I know it's a comedy. It's just that it feels like it sets up certain rules and it sticks to them. And then they do some things where I go, all right, you just crossed the line that you can't come back from unless you're going to really explain that. And it just keeps going. It goes like, it's for the joke.
The shit turns into Training Day after a while with this man here, because he's just kind of like, I'll get to do whatever I want to do. But like I said, I do like the actors. I like both of them in there. I like our leads. I even like the girl that played the daughter.
Sure.
Played what's her name, Natalie Morales. I thought that she was good. I didn't think they gave her enough to do because she's not annoying. Because with her dad being such a piece of shit, I thought she was gonna be like, my dad never cared about me, and she just kind of like, look, I grew up with him as an asshole. I'm used to it.
Well, it is funny in the beginning. She's like, oh, great dad. I'm not coming. I can't be hanging out here with you. I was like, oh, why are you gonna do the man like that? But the longer the movie went on, I was like, yes, I get it.
I see why you don't hang around this man at all. Why you even invite him to this shit?
Yeah, right. She set him up to fail.
I mean, he's so big. Even if he was cool, his big ass would just knock over shit like a bull in China shop, man. He's a liability. I like the fight scenes most of all in the action here because it really does give it puts you in the fight.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anybody's ever been in a fight, if you just wrestled somebody, but if you've ever been in a fight, it's very dizzying and disorienting. It's not this thing where it's like you focus like the Matrix and shit. It's like God took the world and just shook that shit.
Yeah, it's everybody trying to grab each other at the same time. It's not a chess match where, boom, all right, now you hit me. Oh, okay, now I hit you.
Yeah, no, it's very chaotic in the best way. Iko Uwais right here. I tell you, I wish he had been like more of an actual character, because I know he's not there for his acting skills, but he's not even there to be a full human being. He's there to be a pair of feet and a pair of hands. And
he does that very well.
He does that. There's no personality beyond kicking and punching something.
Because he has that with Dave Bautista. It's like, I don't care how big you are.
Yeah, but he don't care how big he is, but he's getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
and I like that. But again, you just have him there just as a force. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really written there, and maybe that I could accept that if the cop story was better.
That's honestly how I felt. The actors when it works, the actors make it work. The fight scenes are good. The story, after a while, it's played, and it brings in one of those plot twists. like, man, y'all really did go back 20 years to pull these things.
sure
in here.
did.
It's like you're just like, yes, of course.
Man, sometimes you could tell somebody's a villain just by the way they just walk on screen. Somebody walked on screen with a villain ass walk, and I was like, wow, you just y'all really don't give a. Somebody came on screen just walking like a villain. I was like, wow, y'all don't leave nothing to the imagination here. Watching this movie, man, I didn't blow my top or anything, but there was this little nerdy ass kid. Little ass probably shouldn't have been in there anyway. Probably 10 years old. One thing to be a kid, but he just a little nerdy ass kid. And just sat up there and just narrated the movie behind me in that little nerdy voice of his.
You mean this voice?
Yeah, exactly. I could feel his top jaw touching the back of my neck.
The dog's not gonna die. I know who that's the villain right there. He's gonna hit him saying that.
I turned around and looked at his mom, and I would have said something, but his mom was just tired of his ass. You could see his mom was just sitting up there, just. And I said, and at first, maybe I'm being too hard on this kid. And when he walked out, he just nerd pranced out in the parking lot.
That was a good movie.
I was like,
no.
geez, I really want to give you a wedgie right now. I really want to beat your ass like a real bully.
Let's see, you never know. It might be one of those Ricky Gervais situations where it turns out the kid is special needs.
No, I had needs. I need him to shut the up. I can see the disappointment in her eye with this kid. Because she wasn't like, yeah, honey, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, you know. She was just like, gee, just let him go.
I didn't want to come to this anyway.
I just brought him here just to make so I would have to talk to his ass for a little while. But as far as the movie goes, man, I give it a matinee. It's not even like a real enthusiastic matinee. It's just no, I'm sorry.
What?
No, I'm sorry. Rental.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't even know what I was
Almost
thinking.
had a heart attack.
Jesus, that's Martin right there. What? No. It's a rental, and it's leaning on the lower side of a rental. Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that to you, man. Boy, I was about to jump through there and strangle me, man. You went through all that shit with me with this.
I need a moment.
I'm like that nerdy kid.
I'll give it a matinee. It's okay. I like Dave. I like the wrestling guy.
Ooh, Jesus.
Martin was about to kill me, man. Did you hear that shit? What? I'm sorry, man.
I liked it a little bit better than you. I was disappointed because it was one of the movies at South by Southwest that I missed, that had to hear about how great it was and what I missed out on. And with the way it started, I was like, oh shit. Well, I'm just glad I got to see it now. But yeah, there's just a point halfway through where it starts to peter out and falls into old cliches, and just wouldn't even be so bad, but the jokes just aren't as funny. It just kind of loses what it started out with, and you realize it's not going to reach that potential that it had. But for the time that it's good, I thought it was very funny, and I did like the actors. It was fun to see them together all the way to the end. So it's a rental, but maybe on the higher side. I think if you rent it at home or watch it at home, you'll have a blast.
Yeah. I guess I'm on the lower side of that. You know, still.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't hate it. You know.
Yeah.
I got some chuckles, some art.
Okay.
You know, it was all right, man.
It was okay.
Yeah, maybe get your friend on here to review this.
I liked explosions. Girl was pretty.
Take your
I
little
like
Jerry
her.
Lewis ass out of here.
I mean, he was just jangling on.
That was a good movie, right, Mom?
Yes, Nelson.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Swerve on by that subscribe button. Hit that. And if you really love what we do, check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find the long version of this video, uncensored, unedited, and also the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Check out our store, dtmerch.com. Support us over there. And remember to always, you must do this, stay toasty.